Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'll go ahead and ask you to subscribe real quick, but this video is just going to be talking about an auction I found online. The stuff was listed just down the road. It had a couple of things I was interested in. The first one here is some 20-foot boards, 2x8, 2x9. Look like they came out of a trailer, like a 20-foot trailer. I can see there, kind of look around and see there looks like there's at least 8 of those of the bigger boards and maybe a few of the smaller wood, but all of those were included in that auction. I'd bid, $20 and gotten outbid, or bid 10 and got outbid, but was trying to figure how much I would go to. I was thinking maybe 80 would probably be my cap, paying $10 per board there and then just get the extra wood as a bonus. But we'll go over what I ended up getting those for. The next one was 4 posts. They looked like just pieces of telephone pole there. So they were anywhere 13 to 14 foot long. Looks like there was 2 of each once I saw them in person. Now this ad did not let you go preview anything. You could only look at the pictures, and I was kind of interested in that metal rack there that the posts were on. I could see myself putting a lot of wood kind of behind the shop on that. Did not end up getting that, and I really like this table. It's a 4 foot by 4 foot metal table. You can see it's got some wood there on the bottom shelf that's pretty much rotten, but the table itself looks to be pure, solid metal, and it's going to be rock solid. Didn't get that either. It went for quite a bit more money than I was hoping. I was kind of interested in these shelves. The problem was they were selling the content on the shelves separately, and they wanted people to come pick up the stuff on Saturday morning from 8 to 12, but then you had to come pick up the racks in the afternoon. But you had to wait for everybody to come empty out the shelves. And again, there were 3 18-wheeler trailers, I believe, full of shelves on both sides of the trailers, and each one of them was full of stuff. So they would have had to get all that stuff removed. If I remember right, man, those shelves went for per set for $20-30. So let's look at the results here. So as you can see at the bottom, I did not end up winning the table. I believe it went for about $80 if I remember. I did win the wood. That's the very top one there. I had taken my max up to 70. That's about as high as I wanted to go. I ended up getting it for 64, 67. I can't see the number I actually won it with. And then the posts, I had done my max bid at 20, but I believe I got those for $7, pretty cheap. So anyway, here's picking up the wood. Let me know what you guys would have bid and what your max would have been on these. I'd love to hear the comments. Here we are showing up at the site to pick up the lumber, and you can see, just as the picture showed, it's sitting here under a 18-wheeler trailer. Looks like decent shape from here. I can see some definite spots we're going to need to clean up, but here we are loading up the wood on the trailer. I've got a 20-foot trailer that I used, brought it over there with a Jeep, and luckily I was able to get it in there pretty easily. I was afraid I wasn't going to have a good space to turn around, but we were able to get in there good and turn around and get it out of there pretty easily. Kind of had to crawl under the trailer and push the wood out. It was a very cold day. It's one of the first really cold days we've had this year, or at least this season. Anyway, we got all the wood loaded up pretty easily. We just went ahead and took everything. There were a few pieces that were rotten, as you saw, or that you'll see in the other video, but overall, just really impressed with the shape of the wood. It was all in good shape. There, obviously, we weren't having to worry about it falling apart as we were moving it, so it's in good shape. Looks like a couple of pieces we'll need to work on, but it's dirty as can be. My gosh, there's some dirt on there, like everything. And some of it, the bottoms of them have been setting in the wood, so on the ground, kind of sitting in the water. So those are pretty much toast. All right. And here my son says he is using ASL to say subscribe. I apologize to anyone if he's not, but that's what I think he's saying. All right, we are back from the auction. We've got everything picked up here. All in all, I'm really happy with the way the wood looks. I mean, you know, there's a few, it's just dirty as can be, like dirt daubers have been in there. Need to power wash it for sure, get it cleaned up. There's a couple, like that guy right there, you're gonna probably lose 2 to 3 foot of that one. There's obviously one that was completely rotten. Again, it looks like I may have to cut a little bit off this end, and then you know, I'll probably get an 8-foot piece out of that one. But most of them, of the boards themselves, look really good. I'm really impressed with how clean some of them look. And they are definitely, it's a 20-foot trailer, and they're right up to the edge, so they're definitely 20 foot. The post just needs some cleanup work. I'm gonna get the post off here now and get all the extra crap off, all the bolts, pull them out, cut all the barbed wire off, get the staples and stuff off of there, get them cleaned up. I'll start that here shortly, and then we can get a better picture of the wood. Alright, and here's the post part of the auction. You can see, just need a good cleaning. Get the barbed wire off, get all the metal removed, pop those staples out, get the wood that's attached to them. I'll end up with four pretty nice posts once I get them cleaned up. Just got a little bit of work to do to get all the metal removed and get it chunked. Anyway, I'll be doing that for a little bit. Here we're just starting to clean up the post, just removing any of the staples, cutting barbed wire, getting anything I can off of there and just getting it thrown into the basket. That one was pretty quick, just staples and barbed wire on that one. A couple of them have some pretty big bolts that were going through them. I was able to get a couple of them out just using a couple of wrenches, but a few of them had pieces that had been welded or pretty big gouges out, and it was bent a little bit, so it really wouldn't unscrew. And you'll see there towards the end, I end up having to just cut those off. But mostly it was just getting everything popped off of there and getting it thrown away. Here in a little bit, one of the pieces of, or one of the posts had a pretty big piece of wood, like a little piece of plywood attached to it. They had nailed some signs up to it at some point, so getting this all cleaned up. And this is like, I don't know, 800% speed or something like that. So obviously it's getting done pretty quick. Again, just ask you guys to subscribe. So the plans are for these posts and some of the wood is we're going to build a animal shelter out in our pasture. At least the 4 posts, and throw in another post or 2 with it, and then make probably a 20 by 10 shelter that we can have out there for the cattle, or for, which we don't have yet. But then we're also looking at using some of the wood on call it a grill shed or grill deck, whatever, a little place that we can go and cook food, grill, smoke, whatever, just kind of hang out. So we'll see it getting each one of those projects started. So hopefully you guys can subscribe and follow along with us. A couple of more popular videos that I've had have been around the decks that I built for our camper, as well as the greenhouse that we built that was built out of recycled windows and doors. Those are some of the more popular videos, so I'm assuming that's the kind of stuff people like to watch. It's the kind of stuff I watch when I'm watching YouTube videos. But anyway, you guys go subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified when I do release the content. I definitely appreciate you guys. We're a little over 200 subscribers now. When we get to 250, I've got a Ring doorbell that I'm going to give away. That one, I won it at a company event, and it requires a doorbell wiring, which we don't have on our house, so I can't use it. I thought instead of trying to sell it or something, I'll just give it away on the channel. And I'm already looking for a couple of more ideas on things to give away. I was going to do some comparison comparisons on different shop related organization products, and whatever I end up choosing, I'll choose 2 or 3 of each one, and compare it, and then probably decide to keep one and give the other ones away. But anyway, that's coming up. So again, make sure you're subscribed. I don't want to be the person begging for subscribers all the time, but I really do appreciate you guys. You can see there's the little plywood I was talking about. Trying to get that all removed off the post there to get them in good shape. And this took a little while with the even being sped up, but man, you should have been there doing it live. It definitely took a while. I was wore out by the end of this. I had to go get a pry bar there to help get that last bit of stuff off. And here, as I mentioned, there were a couple of bolts coming through here I could not get off with just by unscrewing them or taking the nuts off. So I ended up just cutting them with my reciprocating saw. Got a nice metal blade on there that makes really good work of that. I only had a couple of bolts that I couldn't get off, so I'm getting those removed. Anyway, that's about it for this. Thanks, guys.